disease. But how will the government curb the issue of overloading in commercial vehicles and interstate travels when commercial vehicles follow bush paths to the main city, making the effort of the security agents at checkpoints fruitless? This is quite disturbing. That's not all. It has been observed that people don't observe social distancing and the wearing of face masks. How does the police weigh in this situation to maintain the safety of persons? The program is called The Police on NTA Channel 5 Abuja, and I am Safia Noma Uche, your uncle. Join us after the break.
Maintenance of law and order, ensuring security of life and property are the primary responsibilities of the Nigerian police. They operate day and night to ensure that you and I are safe from the stranglehold of hoodlums and social miscreants. This then makes the officers and men of the Nigerian police force your friends. The least you and I can do is to assist them by making security our primary concern. Contribute your own quota. Report suspicious movement promptly to the police. The FCT Police Command beckons on you to assist in its quest to make the Federal Capital Territory crime-free. The time is now.
Thank you for rejoining us. We have a report on the FCT tax team who visited the entry points of the FCT. Let's see the report.
The mission of the team is to ascertain the level of compliance to the directive on interstate travel by the President. In the words of the leader of the team and Commissioner of Police, Bala Chiroma, there will be more stringent measures and stiffer penalties to the defaulters of the guideline. And through to words, travelers who flouted the interstate ban at locations such as Jere along Kaduna-Abuja Road were immediately sent back by the security operators.
Well, I think what we have now is a partial lockdown, not a total lockdown as we used to. Therefore, the levels of traffic has greatly increased. Unfortunately, persons that are not supposed to be out are also out, and that is why you see this gridlock. Officers on duty are trying to find out who are those on the exemption. Are they on the exemption? If they are, they allow them go. I will not just open the road free for everyone to pass, and that is why you've seen this gridlock.
In complementing the federal government and FCT administration's efforts in this regard, the Buhari Area Council administration says they are putting measures in place to checkmate the activities of recalcitrant travelers who might use the bushes as decoy to find their way into the nation's capital territory.
All those that are not essential staffs must be locked down. Those of us that will be coming out for work is only the levels 14 staffs operate, and if it is necessary. And also, the days have been given that the lockdown system, the system of this second phase is that Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays are the days that they are supposed to come out for the lockdown.
The heads of security agencies, however, directed operatives on task force duty to observe rules of engagement while enforcing the guidelines. Asabe Tenimu Williams, NTA News.
Okay, thank you, Asabe. With me in the studio to discuss more on the efforts of the tax team is Babaji Sunday, Deputy Commissioner of Police Operations, FCT Police Command. You're welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right. Let's begin with the rules of engagement of this phase of gradual easing of the lockdown. What are they?
Good morning, viewers. Following the directives by the President for partial easing of the lockdown, the FCT Minister, Muhammad Musa Bello, also issued guidelines on the 1st of May because it was effective, it's going to be effective 4th May. So he issued guidelines, one of which is within the FCT, there will be overnight coffee. That is from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. Then also partial resumption of civil servants from level 14 and above will report for work. Then they are to report 8 a.m. and close by 2 p.m. And they are also going to maintain the hygienic condition of sanitizing, washing of hands, social distances in the office. And they should also not entertain too many visitors except those that are very, very essential. Then in the markets and business places, markets in FCT will still close, open Wednesdays and Saturdays. That's 2 times in a week. And at the same time, they are to open from 8 a.m. and close by 3 p.m. And they will also observe the social distancing, washing of hands, sanitizing, and wearing of face mask. Lest I forget the civil servants that are supposed to come to the work too. They are to come 3 times in a week, which is Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Okay. COVID-19 is a deadly disease and is highly transmissible through contact of droplets of persons from their mouth. And having this in mind, what are the challenges with residents regarding the respect of the rules of engagement now?
The challenge, after keeping people at home for almost 6 weeks, they couldn't understand that keyword, partial easing. So people just trooped out immediately, as can be seen in the banks and other places and markets. So it was a very big challenge because the social distancing and the physical has been defeated.
Yes.
So honestly, we've been on it, sensitizing, making advocacy, and enlightening people that the partial easing is not for people to abuse it and start turning out in mass for anything. So, but we are on top of the situation. You can see there is great improvement from yesterday.
The issue of interstate travel is quite disturbing. People still find their way into the city through the bush paths. What's your thoughts on that?
Yes, as you can see from the report, the Commissioner of Police, who is Balachiroma, CP Balachiroma, who is the chairman of the Security Committee, FCT, in this enforcement, we went round on Monday to all the borders. FCT is bordering Niger, Kaduna, Kogi, and Nasarawa. And with the synergy with other security agencies, including the Army, Civil Defense, Navy, Air Force, SSS, VIO, we all came out and mobilized and posted our boys to guard those entry points. And as I talk to you now, they are well fortified and well secured. Any vehicle coming into FCT that is not among those carrying agro products or medical or those on essential duties, we turn them back to.
Okay.
Yes.
The commercial vehicles, they carry passengers. Most times you see people jam-packed inside, like sardine. What do you have to, what are the measures you put in place to checkmate this? Because the regulation or the rule now is for them to have only 4 persons,
Including
the driver.
Yes.
So
it's very clear in the guideline issued by the Minister FCT. Commercial motorcycle will operate from 8 to 4 p.m. And they can only carry 4 persons, including the driver.
okay.
1 in the front, 2 at the back. Once we see any vehicle carrying more than that, what we have done so far is to ask them to drop the excess or the extra passenger. But very soon, after this period of the enlightenment, we'll start prosecuting them in the mobile court.
Okay, this is called the Police on NTA Abuja. You can call us to make your contributions or suggestions on the program. All right, DCP, the Federal Capital Territory is a gateway to Kogi, Kaduna, and Nasarawa, many other states. How do you now handle the issue of face masks that people hardly wear?
The issue of handling face mask, all these borders, whether you have face mask or not, once you are coming into FCT, if you are not genuinely allowed to enter, we turn you back. We have done so many. Yes, and I've also seen in most of the borders, some of these hawkers are selling some of these face masks, and most of them quickly buy it. Yes.
Okay. Are there still mobile courts?
We are having, as I talk now, we are having 23 mobile courts.
Okay.
23 mobile courts. And they have been given these guidelines, and they are going to start working on it immediately. The 23 mobile courts, we have them in Kuje, Wagwalada, Kubwa, and Buari.
Okay.
They are to try offenders, violators of all these guidelines.
Okay. All right. We want you to advise. Okay. Hello. Good morning. Welcome to Call the Police. Morning. Welcome. Abdulaziz, I can't hear you very clearly. Okay. Go ahead, please.
The problem is that about the face mask, honestly, people are trying to use it honestly for the face because if you see people around the inside in Abuja, any commercial cars and all taxi, you see people inside the car with face mask. Honestly, we are trying for that.
Okay.
If people are dressing in the head, people in the face, honestly, people are concerned for that.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Abdulaziz. All right. All right. Abdulaziz is making observation that people are really complying with the face mask measure.
That's a good commendation. As you go to the street now, you see our men. Today is market day, it's Wednesday, but what our men are doing right now is to see that those commercial and private vehicles where we have more than 2 or 3 persons inside, are they complying with the face mask? That's what they are doing now.
Because the market is another
Exactly.
place.
We also have our men there. We have a task force going into the market. Both the buyer and the seller must all wear face mask and also maintain the social and physical distance.
Now, we have artisans. Hello? All right. Hello? Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you for joining us. Go ahead, please.
Hello?
Hello? Go ahead, go ahead. All right, we lost that call. Artisans, most especially, are always complaining that they don't have some, you don't allow them to go to their workplaces. That's the police officers don't allow them get access to their places of work. Hello? Good morning. Okay? Go ahead, please. Can you speak up? Can you speak up? Can you speak out a little?
Hello?
Can you? Okay. Can you increase your volume? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I said this lockdown, we can see they are trying, but let them keep up because we can see any of them, they are trying to associate it, they're working, they're doing it, let them try and keep up because you know that this time there is some people that in fact they are very stubborn, but at least they see how to handle up this type of people. You know that they are trying, they are happy for them, they are unhappy for Nigeria. When we are praying that I don't pray, all these persons are doing it out.
Amen.
That's my prayer.
Thank you very much. Thanks. All right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's another commendation,
yes.
and the suggestion is also noted.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Back to my earlier question. Artisans, are they allowed to operate?
Artisans are allowed to operate. Even the studio where we are now, without artisans, certain things cannot work.
Yeah.
Even the isolation centers where they have artisans repairing their light, their air conditioning, their furniture, their chair. So once you flash your ID card, we allow you go as an artisan. That is it.
And okay.
Non-essential workers is clear. When you are not performing non-essential work, you stay at home.
Okay. So what's your advice to residents now that with what you have observed, because you are with the tax thing that day, what's your advice to residents with regards to gradual easing of lockdown?
My advice to residents,
General advice
is we should all collectively cooperate and support the government in ensuring we fight this our common enemy, COVID-19, by following the directives of the health authorities: social distancing, wearing of face mask, avoid crowded areas, then travels. If you don't have anything necessary doing, you better stay at home.
I like that the CP actually turned down some people.
Exactly. Then if you are also a resident of FCT or any other state, this is not the time to travel. This is not the time to travel. It's better you stay where you are to cope this virus.
What about your advice on social distancing? Because it's very important.
Anywhere you find yourself, at least you maintain 2 meters gap between one another. It's very important, because we are told by health experts that the virus is through droplets.
Hello? Okay.
Through droplets. So we try to avoid, coming in contact with, and then the chances of contacting is high when you people are not wearing face mask.
Yes.
So it's very important.
All right. Okay. Hello? 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 Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us.
Please, I want to ask a question.
Go ahead, please.
I want to ask a question.
Go ahead.
Now, what will happen to those who are at home and they are teachers?
Okay.
And they cannot be able to feed their bills. How do one go about this situation now?
Okay. All right.
And most of the time they are teachers, like myself. I'm a single mother, I'm a teacher. I need bills to pay. How do I go about it now?
Okay. You see, DCP will answer you.
Thank you very much. As part of the guidelines issued, schools and academic institutions still remain closed for now, even though e-learning is allowed. So I will appeal to her to exercise patience and manage the palliatives which is being given. I know it's not everybody that will get it. Pending the time, I know sooner or later schools will be open.
Okay.
But for now, the guidelines is very clear. Schools and academic institutions remain closed.
Okay. Okay. And what other advice do you have for others who are at home, like her? Many people are at home, actually, who don't have ID cards to move around with, to identify themselves. Okay, what advice do you have for such people?
The advice I have for those that don't have ID card and are at home, we have 2 days where they can move out. Wednesdays, like today, and Saturdays, to move around, but by 3 a.m. they are back to their homes again.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, I'm calling from Kwa.
Okay, the Kwa.
In part of Niger State, they're very close to the Abuja. We share border with Abuja here.
Okay, go ahead, please.
I just want to advise the police. They are trying, they are working, that they need to add more effort. The traveler have derived another means.
Okay.
They are not taking the usual route again. They came in through inside Day. There's another route. When you are standing inside Day, you see them coming through. They did not come through the Zuma Rock. They came in through the village before the Zuma Rock by the left. and they came into that place. They came in numbers. Yesterday, I went out to just get some things. But the rate they were coming in numbers is alarming.
It's quite
So I also
alarming.
advise the police that they should please testify more efforts. And a lot of them came in the night too, not only in the daytime. I want the police to work 24 hours. I know they are trying, you are working, but you need to put more effort. Our life is in danger.
Yes.
We that we are trying to comply with the directive as recommended by the medical team, we are in trouble. We cannot even come out of our room again because we are even afraid of our neighbors. Not only people that are even came because the rest people are coming from north, from Kano, from Gombe, and other parts of the region is alarming. Thank you for your good job you are doing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the information. Like you have said before, Zuma Rock, that is Niger State, but we will still collaborate with the area commander Suleja and the commissioner of police Niger State to see what we can do and block our end of the FCT.
They follow bush path.
The bush path, yes, we will trace it. We will trace the bush path and block it. We have enough personnel to do that. No border, no entry point of FCT is being manned by less than 90-something personnel, almost 100, with all the other security agencies, and they do 12-hour shifts, and that is 24 hours. So, but we will intensify effort, locate that area and block it. Then we will also inform Niger, our Niger counterpart, a neighboring state, to also do same. Thank you.
That's good to know. Hello? Yes. Good morning. Let's take our last call. Good morning.
Good morning. I want to say something.
Okay.
So, on these Okada people, because there is some way, like from Kano, the drive Okada to Abuja, there's some way from Kaduna, they drive to Abuja. So, I mean, maybe on that all these people, because there's many of them that they have these barriers, but
they don't know.
The statement is Okada is highly known. So I think please, let's be vigilant for this, because we hear that many of them have all this.
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, all right. He's actually concerned about Okada and
Okada is totally banned in the FCC. It's totally banned. Even yesterday, we arrested more than 70. Yesterday, Okada alone. So I'm assuring the caller that any Okada seen coming into Abuja will be arrested.
Okay.
And the Okada impounded.
Now, I'm always concerned about the safety of your men because we don't know whether it's rumor or it's real. But we hear reports that some policemen are at risk. So what's your advice on this?
Yes. We always call our doctors. They advise us on the need to be safe. And the authorities are working through the PPE for those that are really on the front line.
Yes, but what advice do you have for the men on the field right now?
To maintain social distance and to stop collecting ID cards. It should only be flash.
Yes.
Because the virus can be on the paper. So we have been talking to them. And they should also wear masks before they approach. And they should maintain social distance. We have been lecturing them on that. Okay. Yes.
That's good to know. So thank you so much for coming, sir.
Thank you very much.
And we wish you safety in the discharge of your duty.
Thank you very much.
All right, we've been talking to Deputy Commissioner of Police Operations all about social distancing, interstate travels, and how to prevent this spread of the disease, COVID-19. The program comes to an end now. Don't forget, be forewarned, to be forewarned is to be forearmed. So stick to the advice on personal hygiene. And if it's not necessary for you to be outside, please stay at home. Bye for now.